it's in your hand or not. Bad thing about it is it's electronic. It's probably made in China, but I doubt you're gonna find one of these things American made that's even remotely affordable if they even make one. So if you find one local, buy it local. If not, I'll leave a link to a 2-pack down in the description below in the pinned comment. All right, guys, I don't know if this is gonna turn into something big, but a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people think it could be the next big thing. One, they're saying it's only in China, but it's a lot more places than that. Two, thousands. I think the last number I saw was 8,000 or 9,000 people already infected in one small area. And the fact that they're saying that it's a life-altering infection. Well, let me tell you what they're saying about this thing before we get into some of the real interesting stuff. BBC saying China reports 7,000 cases of chikungunya virus, and like I said, it's up to 8 or 9 now. Interesting right here. More than 7,000 cases of mosquito-borne virus have been reported across China's Guangdong province since July, prompting measures similar to those taken during the COVID pandemic. Like I said, this is why people are sounding very similar. In Foshan City, which is where it's been hit the hardest, the chikungunya patients must stay in the hospital, where their beds will be protected with mosquito nets. They can be discharged after they test negative or the end of the week-long stay. And they're saying the spread of the bite from an infected mosquito, the virus causes fever and severe joint pain, which sometimes can last for years, but is not usually deadly. When you get bit by something, get some kind of virus or something, who knows, whatever they want to call it, and it's gonna last years. I don't want any part of that. And it might be bigger than, like I said, it's definitely bigger than what they're reporting. It says, although the China chikungunya virus outbreaks are common in South and Southeast Asia and parts of Africa. Now, like I said, I've seen many videos, many clips of people talking about how this thing originated in Africa. Can you guys put together who works in Africa and deals with a lot of mosquitoes? Here's the other part. Scroll down a little bit, talks about joint pain lasting for months, even years. And of course, you know, elderly, people that have ailments, young ones, same kind of risk levels go up. Here's an interesting part. They say that there's no cure, but I'll tell you what, they're already getting hit up with something, and I bet you they're gonna have some kind of defense thing that everyone needs to take. And here's another interesting part. They talk like it's only in a couple little spots. To date, it has been reported in more than 110 countries. And guys, there's an endless amount of articles talking about this, so you guys can look it up. But here's another one. Chinese virus outbreak causes thousands to get sick amid forceful measures. So they are blasting everything with insecticides. I'm assuming kills the mosquitoes. Does that not look like a dense fog? I'm sure that stuff seeps into your eyes, seeps into your skin, and I'm sure these people with their little flimsy masks are probably breathing in some serious toxins. Let me know if you guys agree down in the comments. But it doesn't look very safe for the average person. Down further, they continue to talk about how it's rapidly spreading virus. So if you guys find out, I'd love to know what they're blasting the whole city with. I mean, I can't imagine that stuff is good to breathe in, like I said. And I'm sure it's super thick in these clouds, and once it gets thinned out a little bit, it's probably still in the air, and everybody's breathing it. But at that rate, I don't know what's worse. Tell me what you guys think is worse. Breathing in whatever they're spraying, or getting bit by the infected mosquito. This one coming in from Daily Mail. Global epidemic alarm as China virus spreads to new country, and I think they should be saying countries, and record-shattering outbreak. Now I've got updated information. It's already up to 10,000 cases. The virus spreading in China that has prompted COVID-era quarantines and restrictions is spreading, reaching new country this week as cases surpass 10,000. Taiwan reported the first confirmed case of mosquito-borne chikungunya fever, the country's CDC said on Friday. So like I said, let's watch this guy. He's going to kind of break down like what's going on, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about how things aren't adding up and why we might need to be concerned. If not concerned, paying attention and staying aware, because who knows? We've already been through it once. We might see it again.
China is facing a new health crisis after the outbreak of a virus that can lead to complications. The virus is called chikungunya. It is spreading very fast, especially in Guangdong province. There are reports of thousands of infected people, some of them seeking help in hospitals. And what is also seen coming from videos and reports out of China is draconian measurements to stem the spread of this virus, which is transported by mosquitoes. So there are new rules against the use of standing water. There are
draconian measurements, just like they got draconian law, right? that they put into place, a draconian government that they put into place, right? Draconian. So in other words, they want this shit to spread, because the draconians always want mess up stuff to happen. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Those are the reptilians.
In the air, some provinces and some districts really of big major cities are practically under siege. There are drones in the air to control that citizens are following the rules. So far there are no deaths reported, but of course all these images remind the world of another health crisis that broke out 5 years ago. Of course it was the start of the COVID pandemic, which has caused not only more than 7 million deaths, but also a global trauma about the pandemic who has disrupted the life of the entire planet for years. So all these pictures now being seen in China are making the world nervous. Also here in the US, of course, the CDC has already warned Americans to travel in other countries as well where this virus is spreading. Also here in the US, it is also here dormant, practically existing in the United States, but has not caused any problems as of late. Now, of course, it is feared that the travel, worldwide travel, can spread the virus.
Who heard that cold talk? It's dormant in the United States right now. That's cold talk for y'all. May already have this shit. Some of you, whoever took, some of y'all did. You know what? You may already have that shit from the you know what. Laid dormant. Didn't the soldiers say y'all got the stuff in you already that could turn you into a zombie? Didn't they? Yo, this is crazy, bro. Like, honestly, man, think about it. That's cold talk. Then with their triple double talking, that's how you catch them. Pay close attention to every single word they say, and you can catch them up every single time, dude. They're not smarter than us, so they can't lie to us unless you ain't paying attention.
Even further around the world in other countries, and that seems to be a big concern.
So like I said, a lot of things not adding up. They're making this thing sound like it's completely isolated to China, yet it's been reported. Hold up, let's watch this one real quick before I break it down.
China is battling a virus called chikungunya with drones and insecticides. More than 7.
So now notice, they said that they're combating it with drones, and then they show a drone spraying a field. That's an agricultural use. In other reports, they're using the drones to make sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, what they're told. Staying indoors, restrictions. That's what Chinese news is saying. Surveillance, keep people in line drones, not spraying drones. Maybe they're doing the both, but some of these big news platforms are utilizing agricultural drones. Maybe they're just confused.
1,000 people have been infected so far, and now...
So now we know this is something that they're making happen. And we know why they're doing it. Don't take nothing they want. Tell them hell fucking no. If you have to, go out with a blaze. Although we have our abilities, all our abilities, I should say, real soon.
The U.S. has issued a warning to travelers, not just for China, but for Bolivia and much of the Indian Ocean region. So what is chikungunya? It is a virus first identified in Africa in the 1950s that spread by mosquitoes. And if it bites and infects you, you could be hit with severe joint pain, muscle pain, headaches, fever, and fatigue. So Chinese authorities are trying to keep it from spreading further. The virus has already been reported in at least 13 cities in southern Guangdong province. This neighbors Hong Kong, and it is surging after once-in-a-century rainfall across China's south. Officials have told people to get rid of stagnant water, like in flower pots and tubs where mosquitoes might breed, or face fines of up to 10,000 yuan. That's about $1,400. They're also releasing giant elephant mosquitoes that can eat the smaller mosquitoes that carry this virus, and they're releasing certain species of fish that eat the mosquitoes' larvae. China's foreign ministry spokesman says that the current situation is preventable, treatable, and controllable. And we know that Beijing has learned strict and fast containment lessons fighting the SARS epidemic in 2003 and the COVID epidemic since 2019 that went from Wuhan around the world. Both epidemics,
I'm gonna end it right there. Y'all see what's going on. I ain't gotta say nothing.